verse 17. He says, for our light affliction. Now consider what Paul's been through. What does he think is light affliction? Well, Paul's been in prison several times. He's been basically given the death sentence minus one stripe multiple times. He's been, of course, ridiculed.
Shipwrecked,
bitten by serpents. The Lord didn't call him to even get married. So he's been alone, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Now, this is what these last two verses is what our whole discussion is about. All this comes down to this idea. Do we see our physical suffering as light affliction? And I'm not saying easy. Light here does not mean that, just get over it. It's so not a big deal. That is not what Paul's saying. It's not what I'm saying. Light here is speaking in terms of the weightiness of glory. In other words, eternity. See at the very end, the eternal weight of glory. So light here doesn't mean easy. It's talking about in comparison to how long eternity is and how short our life is. That's what's being said here. So light affliction means in terms of time. That's why he says it's but for a moment. And it worketh for us. Our affliction worketh for us. What does it do for us? What is it working in us? It's a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. In the long term, if we could just have the eyes of God and understand these attributes of God as the box top holder we talked about in our last video, trust him as always good, always wanting what's good for us, box top holder, big picture, we can take our hurt and say to him, I submit my hurt to you, because nobody else on the planet is gonna take your hurt like you are. No one else is gonna see your hurt and say, wow, I didn't realize how much you're grieving. I think even more of you now. You're just not letting your grieving go. You really are something special. All you're doing, you're not going to bring anybody onto your side by not letting go of your grief. It will only hurt you by not giving and submitting your grief to the Lord. You say, Ken, I don't know if I can do that. You can do that. It's not easy, but the more that we know God, the more that we can trust him with saying, Lord, this suffering I have, if I hold on to it, it's going to take me down. I can't function. So Lord, I'm going to take this precious suffering I have and I'm going to give it to you. I want you to take my grief. I want you to take all my questions. I want you to take my uncertainty. I want you to know that I trust you with this because I don't get it. The question is, do we trust him enough with that precious part of us? Or do we simply not believe him? That's tough stuff, man. Mm. That is not easy. But this is the cost of discipleship. Lay it all at the feet of Christ. I wrote in our outline, I said, short-lived suffering will result in lasting glory.
If you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button. And check out the full episode by clicking the link below.